first pick.
All righty, welcome to another episode of On the Clock, your home to everything college baseball and MLB Draft at Just Baseball Media. I'm Jared, we got Tyler, but we have a very special guest with us today. We got Drew Burress, outfielder out of Georgia Tech. Drew, how are you doing today, man?
Yeah, what's up? I'm excited. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, we're excited to have you on. I know we've been following your journey for a while. I think Tyler's been following you since the prep days, but excited to kind of just dive into how you got to where you are today. And that's usually the first question we ask guys. So just give us a little insight into your journey through amateur baseball, how you got to where you are today, and some of the things that you like to do on and off the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of my career has been my dad. He is big in the travel baseball industry, and he's kind of always had me around the field since as small as I can remember. I mean, when I was 2, 3, 4 years old, I was at travel baseball games in the dugout, being the bat boy and whatnot. And I've kind of always been around baseball, and it's kind of been what I love and what I do for so long now. I mean, I can't imagine it any other way. I think coming up through the ranks, I've always been a hitter, first and foremost, and then as I've gotten older, I've kind of better developed other parts of my game. And I mean, I think coming out of high school, I mean, obviously I was a bigger name recruit, and I had a chance to get drafted, but I didn't really think that I got what I deserved in that draft, and I decided to come to college and prove to everybody why I should have gotten more. And I think it's been one of the greatest decisions of my life so far. I mean, college baseball is awesome, and I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm excited to get one last go around at it and make a trip to Omaha.
No, I love it. And I was going to ask too, because you talked about choosing Georgia Tech and going to college. What made you choose to become a Yellow Jacket, and kind of how has the program helped you grow over the years?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was a lot of factors that went into it. Going back to my dad, like with what he does, like I feel like I kind of had a lot more knowledge in how the recruiting process works and just college baseball in general than probably most recruits do. So I took my time. I waited until December of my junior year to make a commitment, and I took my 5 official visits to different schools, and ultimately, I mean, Coach Ramsey, who just became our head coach this year, I mean, he was a huge part of why I made the decision. I mean, and Georgia Tech as a program has just been so elite at putting out not only big leaguers, but like all-stars, and like, I mean, they've done a really good job of putting out a lot of big name hitters specifically. And I mean, obviously it's nice that it's close to home, and Georgia Tech's always been competitive, and we've had a couple of really good teams here the last few years. So it's kind of a little bit of everything went into it, and obviously I think it's been a pretty good decision.
Yeah, I love it. And you kind of mentioned Coach Ramsey taking over this year as the head coach was part of the recruiting process and getting you to Georgia Tech. But talk a little bit about the coaching staff, right? You got to play for legendary head coach and Danny Hall. You also have James Ramsey, who's been one of the best coaches in college baseball, now becomes your head coach. What has it been like to play for this Georgia Tech coaching staff and kind of learn from them?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. There's so much knowledge on this staff. I mean, even Coach Strickland that we have now, who's been a head coach in the past at Georgia, and between Coach Hall and Coach Ramsey had been in very similar shoes to us. I mean, he was a Golden Spikes finalist. He had a really good college career himself. Played obviously in the minor leagues. I mean, Coach Hall was one of the most winningest coaches of all time. It's hard to say that there's really any staffs in the country that have been more knowledgeable or in the last couple of years, and it's been a pleasure to get to learn from everybody.
I love it. Last one I'll ask, and I know Tyler's got some questions probably related to some of your summer experiences, but as an underclassman, right, you had a huge impact right away. So how did you balance kind of being that young player, but also being a team leader at the same time? And how has that helped you kind of grow your leadership abilities now that you go into your junior year and kind of take on that role a little bit more?
No, I mean, I think it was kind of tough my freshman year, obviously, just because, I mean, college baseball is hard as a freshman,
Yep.
number one, and number two, we had a really interesting mix of guys, and we brought in a lot of older, like 50-year guys from the transfer portal, and obviously we had a couple of us freshmen. So it was kind of a cool and, like I said, interesting mix where it was like a bunch of 22, 23-year-olds and then a bunch of us 18-year-olds. So I kind of got to learn a lot from those guys who had been around it and really done it for a while, and kind of see what winning meant to them and what it was supposed to look like. And then obviously I've kind of always had my own ideas of what a team should look like and obviously how we should hang out and compete and whatnot. So I think over the years I've really evolved and learned to kind of lead in my own way. I think the biggest thing for me is just having guys that are good players. I mean, this year we have so many guys that have a chance to not just be draft picks, but be high draft picks. Like when you're around a bunch of guys like that, it's so much easier to kind of you're obviously competing against those guys at all the time, but when you get on the field, you're competing with them. But they can just kind of it helps to elevate your game. I mean, I think I do that. I like to push the guys around me, and it's good when you have other guys around it that can do it back to me.
Oh, I love it.
I was about to say, I remember seeing you guys celebrating like crazy whenever you guys won the ACC regular season title. Dude, that was a fun time, honestly. The one thing I wanted to ask, because you did USA Collegiate this year, made the team, got to go to Japan. What was that experience like for you? I know you had been there last year as well, but kind of just going over that whole experience, meeting all the guys that you did. What did that mean to you, and how do you look at that moving forward?
No, I mean, anytime you get to wear the USA on your chest, I mean, it means a lot. Not only being able to compete against other countries like Japan, I mean, and that was one of the coolest things I've ever done, going out there and just seeing. I mean, obviously they play the same game, but they play it in a lot of ways that like you haven't seen before, and I didn't really know what to expect going out there, but I was really surprised with really in general how good those guys were. I mean, they really know the game and know how to pitch to their strengths, know how to hit to their strengths and whatnot. But I mean, in addition to that, that is a great group of guys. Kind of going back to what I just said earlier, like when you get around a bunch of good players like that, like it's so easy to kind of take some from one guy and take some from another guy and just kind of listen to what everybody says and like the different philosophies on hitting and what different guys are thinking. And it's really cool because, I mean, everybody's such a different player, but at the end of the day, it comes down to putting it on the field and getting hits when it matters and winning games. So it's cool to just kind of see everybody's different perspectives and learn from them.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I wanted to touch on too, obviously you're Jose Altuve size, 5'9", what is it, 180, 185, I think is what you're listed as.
Yeah.
Is there always a chip on your shoulder when you go onto the field because of that? Because obviously, the standard is these guys are all 6'1", and you've been an outlier in that term, but also just in production as well, being the player that you've been the past 2 years. So, like I said, is there any chip on the shoulder whenever that comes up?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's kind of the thing that's been there for a while now, and I mean, obviously it's going to probably continue to be there, and I think it's just one of those things. I mean, I've always outplayed everybody, I've always out hit everybody, and I'm still doing it, and I don't really see it changing anytime soon. So I mean, whether it's 5'9" or 6'9" or 6'2" or anything in between, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about who's winning baseball games, and I've always done that.
Absolutely love that. And then going back to the Georgia Tech team, like obviously you mentioned you got a new group of guys, but that infield is loaded for you guys too. Getting guys like a Vincula in the portal and keeping guys like Von Lackey, getting Dylan Lloyd, all these guys. What's it like having that group of guys? Adding them to the team and kind of welcoming them with open arms and putting forth what you guys want to do in 2026.
No, I mean it's really really awesome. There's just so much talent that we have in the clubhouse right now, and it was kind of one of those things too. I mean, Coach Ramsey, when he took the job, kind of talked to me and a couple of other guys like, hey, like what do we want this team to be? Like, obviously we everybody knows we were in a really good spot going into this year. I mean, we returned a lot of our team that just won 20 games in the ACC. I mean, we were already really talented, but I mean, we kind of had an opportunity to it wasn't as much recruiting guys out of the portal as it had been versus we're kind of picking who we want. And we kind of found all the guys you mentioned. I mean, they're winners. They're guys that really fit right in, and they're hard workers. And I really just think it's such a good group of guys. Like everybody is kind of pushing towards the same thing, and it makes life a lot easier when obviously for me, I mean, with the lineup we're going to have this year, I mean, it's going to be real hard to pitch around me. And I mean, obviously that hasn't always necessarily been the case. But it's really exciting just to think of what could be.
Yeah, absolutely. And then one last question before I turn it back over to Jared. What's one specific thing, or you can even put into multiple things, really, that you want to focus on in 2026 and kind of improve upon, both on the field and maybe even off the field, to kind of help you in your game and just mental well-being as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole kind of draft process is just it's obviously a stressful process. I mean, you want to put your best foot forward, and I mean, it's something you worked your whole life for, so it can kind of weigh on you. And I think it did a lot. My senior year of high school, I think I kind of put a lot of pressure on myself to perform and meet the expectations I have for myself, and I always do that. But I mean, obviously, like I said, the draft process is kind of makes that a little heavier. But like I said, I think with the group of guys that we have so many guys that are going to be draft eligible, and kind of we all have the same expectations. There's a lot of us guys that have a chance to make a lot of money, and I think just kind of be able to bounce back and forth with those guys, and at the end of the day, just make things about winning. I mean, it's time. Georgia Tech hasn't gone to Omaha in quite a while, and it's time for us to get back there and win a national championship. And I mean, I really don't plan on it going any other way. So I mean, I think just being able to focus on that and will help with that a lot.
Perfect. I want to see you guys in Omaha, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there. ACC supremacy up here.
I was going to kind of build on that too. And Tyler talks about just having things that have put his chip on your shoulder, but it felt like everybody kind of overlooked all you guys last year. I think we had you in the top 25, and we only had you out of the top 25 maybe once last year. But I know like a lot of other places, they kind of overlooked you guys. So what kind of chip on that shoulder did that put for you guys? And like, how did that help kind of motivate you throughout the season?
No, I mean, it always sucks when you feel like you're not getting the recognition you're deserving. And I mean, heck, we won 20 games in the ACC last year. We were the first team to ever not host doing that. We were the first team to ever not host winning the ACC. I mean, it's definitely pretty easy to say that we got screwed over, and it is what it is. But I mean, this year we'll just have to win 24 games and make sure that we host. So I mean, it's I think it'll be something we look back at one day, and it'll be a big motivating factor. Just being able to push us harder and not settle, because I mean, obviously, just like any season, there was probably a game or two that we could have played better that might would have flipped the script, but I mean, it's in the past now, and it's time to build on it and get it done this year.
I love it. Last question I'll ask before we dive into some fun ones. So our friend Monty Taylor, who's basically lives at Georgia Tech with you guys, I think this point, he talked about one of the cooler stories that you have is just the emphasis you put on your academics, not just your athletics. So talk about a little bit how you find a balance between academics and athletics at a place like Georgia Tech.
No, I mean, I really think our professors do a great job here at Georgia Tech. I mean, we have a lot of professors that are kind of like sports people. Like they really support the institution and like the football, baseball, basketball, whatever, all the teams. So they really help out. I mean, I think a lot of times you can go to them, say, hey, like this is what we have, and they're very flexible and can help, and they want you to succeed. Like it's not a like it is in some places, I feel like, where, hey, like you're going to have to be on top of it, which you do, but it's like they want you to succeed. And I think the other thing that goes with that is just being able to kind of have a schedule for stuff, kind of lay out what you need and take care of your stuff. I mean, I like to try and get all my homework and whatnot done during the week, especially when we're playing in the spring. It makes life a lot easier just to kind of get everything done, stay on top of it during the week, and then that way you have the weekend to play baseball.
I love it. That's awesome. So now we're going to put you on the clock since it is on the clock. Just go into a few little fun questions here. First one I got for you is, so what's the go-to food spot for you at Georgia Tech?
Ooh, so I have a couple different options here, like just like a casual, like just stopping by. There's a spot called Upbeat. It's like chicken bowls and salads and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a big fan. They load you up and it's like $15. And then like a more like serious thing, I'm a big fan of Fogo de Chao. We got you go there, get unlimited steaks. It's like $60. I mean, cheese bar, salad bar, all that, and you just go there and put a couple pounds on before a game on Thursday night, and have a little extra power the next day.
I love it. That's awesome. What's been your favorite moment at Tech so far, on or off the field?
I mean, I think there's been a lot of good ones. Obviously, like team moment wise, it's hard to say. I mean, after we didn't know we won the ACC championship last year when we won that game. It was, the coaches kind of kept it secret. We knew we had some stuff that needed to go our way for it to happen, and I noticed the dugout started kind of getting both more excited and more quiet, like in the 7th and 8th inning. I was like, "What's going on?" And then we finished the game, and we're like dogpiling on the field. I was like, "What's going on here?" And sure enough, we get in the dogpile. We just won the ACC. I was like, "What?" But that was really cool. Obviously, there's been some really cool personal moments. I mean, like the 4 home run game, and last year I hit a big homer against Clemson to take the lead in the bottom of the 8th, and I mean, I've had plenty of them. That's been really cool.
I love it. That's awesome. Next question I got for you is, so when you're not on the field, when you're not training, what are some of the things you do to relax and kind of get your mind off the game?
Yeah, I'm a big activity guy. I don't love to sit around and whatnot. I mean, we go. Me and my dad are pretty big hunters, so we go out. And dove season's actually coming in this weekend. I'm gonna see if I can get out there and do that. I mean, I like to golf, wake surf, ski, which skiing's kind of becoming in my past because I think they make you sign a contract that says you can't do it once you play for baseball. But let's see what else. Yeah, I mean, I think that probably encompasses most of it.
I love it. Yeah, I went skiing once and I just crashed in the bunny hill. And I was like, I'm good. I'm done.
No, it's a learned trait for sure. You gotta get some time on the mountain to kind of figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is I should never touch a pair of skis because I've never gone skiing.
Yeah, well,
you gotta get some lessons.
If you want to go, you're just gonna have to be willing to fall on your butt for a couple of days, and then you start figuring it out.
I'm used to that. So.
Next question I got for you is, so build your Mount Rushmore of outfielders. So this doesn't have to be like the top outfielders of all time, but just guys that you looked up to, watched their game growing up.
I think, I mean, the two obvious ones are, I mean, Mike Trout and Bryce Harper. I mean, they've been so good for so long now. I mean, it's hard to kind of look away from that. You know, somebody that I kind of looked up to in high school and talked to a good bit, just kind of about hitting and baseball in general and whatnot, is Dylan Cruz. I think, I mean, obviously what he did at LSU and his college career, and obviously in the big leagues now, kind of getting that going. It's been really cool for me to watch, kind of getting and knowing him personally. I mean, another one that'd be hard to miss would be Aaron Judge. I mean, he hits 1 million homers every year. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? So, yeah, I mean, I think that's a good 4. I just leave it at that.
No, that's good. Tyler, you got any questions before I wrap up with the last one?
So I got to ask this question as a fellow Southerner. Cookout or In-N-Out? I need to know the answer on this because I've had I go to area codes and I have people giving me crap for saying that Cookout's better than In-N-Out.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to be with you on that one, honestly. I mean, I've liked In-N-Out the couple of times that I've gone, but I feel like the like West Coast people like hype it up so much, like it's the best thing ever, and then you get out there and it's good. I mean, it's just regular
Fine.
cheeseburgers. I mean, I don't know, but Cookout you can get a little bit of everything, and it's like you get 3 quesadillas, 4 cheeseburgers, and a milkshake, and you spent $7. You're like, how are they making money? I don't know. But
Yeah, that was my thing too. I was like, I'm sitting there. It's like, okay, so this is sounding like it's gonna be really good, and then I get there. I'm like, I gets the job done, but it's like Cookout's cheaper.
I think if it was like if it's just like a place you like, if In-N-Out was just like a place you like stumbled upon, you'd be like, okay, this is pretty legit. But the fact that it's like the holy grail for like West Coast people or whatnot, you kind of like get a little disappointed, I guess, when you get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have so many angry text messages from West Coasters now.
I mean, I grew up on the West Coast, well, more to the East Coast than the West Coast, but I'm like, In-N-Out's fine. There's lines out they're crazy lines all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why. I don't know what the hype is. Doesn't make sense. Last question I got for you. So what was a walkout song last year? And is it going to be the same one in 2026?
So funny story, actually, I've had, I always do 2 every year. So, but one is always, it's Through the Storm by Polo G. I've had it since my freshman year of high school, since I've had a walk-up song, and I've kept that one every year. So that one's kind of like a special one to me, I guess, since I've had it, and it kind of, I always like kind of listen to it like the last song before I go out to the field before the game or whatnot, and then I always switch up number 2. I mean, I've had a different one every year, so number 2 is still up for debate, but I will be bringing Through the Storm back again. So
I love it. That's awesome. Drew, we can't thank you enough for joining the show. I mean, we'll probably be out checking some of your games. I know Tyler said, I think you were 9 for 9 and when his appearances at your games. So Tyler definitely has to get out to those games.
Yeah,
10 for 10 something.
How much do you need for me to get you out here?
Not much, honestly. 6 hours to Georgia Tech. I might be able to do that.
Hey, I can whatever your gas costs. If I'm going to get hit every time you come, I'm willing to do it. So.
Let's do it.
I love it, Drew. Again, thank you for joining the show, man. We're wishing you nothing but success. Hoping to see Georgia Tech in Omaha, and hoping the best for you guys this year.
Oh yeah, I know we're excited, and I appreciate you having me on.